All right, boys, in today's video, we'll be doing a top 10 on the pass rushers, which obviously include the right end, the left end, and both outside linebacker positions. I haven't done this one in a little bit, and as you guys know, it's kind of ridden by a couple abilities, but there are some new things on this list that I do want to talk about and include on some of the new players that have made this list. But if you guys enjoy top 10s, make sure to hit that like and hit that sub. We're on that road to 35 to 40K subs. You know, we're grinding out here in the late game of Madden. And I also do stream on Twitch every single day at 1 p.m. Eastern, so come check us out on Twitch. But other than that, let's get right into the top 10. Before we start today's video, I wanted to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, mutpacks.com. You can click the link down below and open exciting packs, win tons of coins, and withdraw your account right away. You could use promo code SHOOT for 15% off. Lastly, when you sign up down below, you can get a free 10,000 coin pack as well. All right, boys, at number 10, I do have Kayvon Thibodeau, and right now in the game, I always tell you guys, the secure protector basically cancels everything out besides like the X factors. It slows the X factors down, but that's the only thing that kind of gets good progress against it. So when I look at these cards right now in the game, everybody's putting all their AP on their DBs. Everyone wants to use 0 AP on their D-line. Everybody does, unless you're using what, the X factors. There should be 0 AP on your offensive line unless you're only using them on X factors. So I'm looking at guys with really good 0 AP abilities that don't get countered by secure protector, and Kayvon Thibodeau is one of them. And there's gonna be a couple guys on this list, and you can see right here, look at the 0 AP ability. Secure tackler, I think, is very, very good in the game. Obviously, because the X factors, there's a lot of people running flash, quad father, tank, all those guys, even Gus the Bus. 0 AP secure tackler, and if you wanted to spend AP, he will get other good abilities for 1 AP. You can get other, like, his other abilities aren't the best. Like, you probably won't be using any of these. You're really only here if you're trying to spend 0 AP on a lineman, which I think most people are, especially if you're in dollar, the best defense in the game. You're spending 0 AP on your D-line. That's just how it is right now in the game. And Kayvon Thibodeau, he's been on my team for a little bit. I went back to all secure protectors, and he's been amazing, or secure tacklers in the game. And you can see he has 96 speed, 97 excel right there. That's about as good as it gets for a defensive lineman in the game. And then he has above 90 in all of his stats. Obviously, really good power as well. Block sheds 99 too. Kayvon Thibodeau has been surprising one of the best cards. He is shedding even obviously slower with the secure protector, but he's been fine for me, especially when he gets sheds, how fast he is to the backfield. All right, boys, at number 9, I do have the Milkman, and it's crazy. A 96 overall is still in this top 10. I mean, it's the same for the running back. I know we know Quad Father and Derrick Henry are both 96s. The AKAs, I'm surprised they haven't updated the AP points on these cards yet. Like, how is this card still 1 AP to, you know what I mean? I never understood it. I don't think the defensive ones are as good as like the running back ones, but still, JJ Watt, one of the best things to counter the secure protectors. The only thing that makes progress towards it is the X factors, and JJ Watt does get that. He's not the best card, obviously, still being a 96 statistically compared to the other guys, but getting the X factor alone, and he does get a 0 AP El Toro on top of that. You don't want to be spending any AP on your defensive line in this game unless it's the X factors, like I said. And JJ Watt, good AP right there, 1 AP, and then you get a 0 AP ability too, which is always nice. It's not the best 0 AP ability, but it's something, right? So that's why he's kind of towards the bottom of the list here. All right, boys, at number 8, we do have Kevin Carter, and this is actually my current defensive tackle in the game right now. Kevin Carter is a very good card. 99 overall, just came out with the draft promo. He gets 94 excel, 92 speed. That is very good for somebody that is 275 pounds, 6'5" as well. And then when you look at it down here, he gets every stat really good. The finesse at 78, I haven't noticed that. And like I said, you're really only here for abilities. And Kevin Carter, just like Kayvon Thibodeau, does get tackle supreme. Actually, he gets tackle supreme instead of secure tackler. I'm not the biggest, I don't know if it's like the biggest difference in the world. I haven't really noticed them to be a big difference, but they both work similar. They're going to tackle the X factors for you really easily. But the good thing about these new 99s, right? If you do want to spend AP, he gets everything for 1 AP anyway. So you can go get your edge start elite, your whatever, all those, none of these abilities work in the game because of the secure protectors on every offensive lineman. It's there. It's there if you want to waste AP on him. You know, it's there. I don't know if the current gen, all this stuff works, but all I know is on next gen, secure literally craps on everything. Double or nothing's literally irrelevant. Edge strike is irrelevant. What else is irrelevant? Under pressure is irrelevant. Everything's irrelevant on the defensive line besides X factors and I guess abilities that can't get countered like tackle supreme. So at number 7, we basically have a little bit better version of a Kevin Carter right here. You'll notice that the stat that Kevin Carter was missing was that finesse move, and he's also way better in the excel. He's getting a +5 in excel right here, a much better finesse move. They're very similar cards. Although you're losing 20 pounds on the line, Michael Strahan's amazing. Like I said, I use Kevin in the interior, and then our guy Michael Strahan plays on the exterior for me on the outside of the line. But 94 speed, 97 excel is amazing, and he does get another 0 AP ability, Tackle Supreme, which is really good. And then like I said, with all these 99 overalls, they're all kind of the same cards besides their 0 AP bucket, so you could choose between any of these right here, which is nice. But when you look at it, and also, yeah, all of his 0 AP abilities get countered. This gets countered, this gets countered. No outsiders gets countered by Secure Protector as well. Defensive Rally is okay, but Defensive Rally was only okay if these abilities work. So, you know, I don't understand. I think they definitely gotta like tune it a little bit next year. It shouldn't be just one ability cancels everything, especially when we're getting that ability for 0 AP on the offensive line. So that it just really ruined pass rushers in the game. But he does get 0 AP Tackle Supreme. On top of that, he gets all these other abilities for 1 AP. And then when you look at the card, he's one of the best statistic cards in the game. It just, you know, the X factors are here. All right, boys, at number 6, we do have Demarcus Lawrence, aka the Tank. The Tank is one of the better X factors in the game. You guys know when these cards first initially came out, Milkman was in the game for a while. We knew about Milkman, but when Tank came out, I never do defensive gameplays, but I did a defensive gameplay where I had them both on the same line. And I also, that was early in the stage when not everybody was using secure protectors, and it was the most fun havoc I've ever caused. It felt like I didn't even have to play defense. But like I said, the X factors aren't as OP. That's why like you don't see these all guys at like 1 through 5, or you know what I mean, they're on this list. They're good, but they're not like broken OP in the game right now, but they're still the best thing we can get. A really good card though, 94 speed, 96 excel, all of his stats are amazing. And yeah, like I said, you're only really here for the X factor. And then I think he gets a decent, yeah, his 0 AP abilities aren't good. Deflator and Strip Specialist. I guess Strip Specialist is glitchy if you can click on in the right time. It's a really hard thing to do. You got to be perfect on your timing, but I've seen people rip the quarterback with guys like Tank right here with Strip Specialist on their defensive line. Number 5, I do have Shaq Leonard, and you're wondering why these guys aren't a little higher. I do have 2 X Factor guys way higher on the list, and the reason why I like Shaq Leonard is very good. Don't get me wrong. He gets every team chem, which really doesn't hold any weight right now in the game because everybody's getting +2 speed anyways. I guess if you wanted to make him 99 speed, that's cool. But the thing with him though, he is the smallest pass rusher in the game. So in the run game, yeah, when I used this card, it was bad. This was like the fastest I've ever gotten rid of an X Factor in the game. I've seen him dominate though in more 4-down lineman scenes, but in dollar, which is the meta right now, I just don't think you could put this guy on the field. 215 pounds. That is insane. But when you look at him as a pass rusher in the normal 4-down lineman set, which I think is probably more popular than Dollar is, because Dollar isn't the easiest defense in the game to run when you go to like a higher level. I think Shaq Leonard is a guy that is really, really good in that case when he's not getting double teamed in the interior, especially on running plays. But when you look at him, obviously he's here because of the X factor. And also his 0 AP is a little bit better. You could get inside stuff. There's a couple formations you can get outside linebackers at D tackle, but obviously he gets no outsiders too. And Lurker, don't waste AP on that. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend that, but you do get no outsiders, which is okay, but it does get countered by 0 AP secure protector, which is kind of annoying. But Shaq Leonard, a good card right here. Just a weird one. I think he only fits in a couple schemes. Number 4, we do have Reggie White, and Reggie White, in the best card in every position, I did put him at one of the best defensive tackles in the game, and there's a reason for it. Reggie White, you guys know there's only a couple cards in the game that get 2 0 AP abilities, and Reggie White is one of them. Obviously, statistically, he's going to be amazing. There's also the fastest Reggie White card I've seen, and I think he's the heaviest guy on this list. 291 pounds out there. He has a huge player build in the game, which helps in the run game. That's why I love him at D tackle as well. But as you guys know, 2 0 AP abilities. This is a 0 AP bucket right here. You are getting no outsiders, which is, if you don't have to use them at D tackle, like that's where you're going to use them at, you're probably not going to use no outsiders. But like I said, no outsiders is kind of right now in the game, but still, I still do value to a, it's free. It's free. You're not paying any AP for it, but these abilities right here are okay. I've noticed unpredictable to still light up at times, especially on the interior, because not everyone's using secures on the interior, but these other ones are. But Reggie White, I felt like had to be up here. He also does get every team chem, just like our guy Shaq Leonard, but he performed a lot better than a lot of these guys in the game, despite not having no X factor. Number 3, we do have Lawrence Taylor, and Lawrence Taylor is basically kind of like a juiced version of Reggie White. You're getting a 95 speed player, 98 excel right there. Amazing stats. He has 98 finesse, 99 power, and 99 block shed. Amazing, amazing, amazing card right there. But Ring of Honors, as you guys know, get a built-in ability. His built-in ability is double or nothing. Like I said, you know, but you'll run into people, like, especially, it's hard to explain it, but there's some games you're going to run into people running edge protector. Not a lot of people, I would say most people know, but there are still people running edge protector, and if you can run into them and you have that and with plus like edge shred elite, or if you wanted to use another ability like strip specialist, no outsiders, deflator's cool for 0-2. I only recommend using 0 AP abilities on your defensive line, but getting 2 0 AP abilities is definitely very valuable in this game. You want to spend as like minimal AP on the defensive line and stack up those KOs in the back end, because KOs, as we know, are absolutely broken in the game. But Lawrence Taylor, man, I think he's definitely a must-have if you're looking to spend 0 AP on your D-line. Boys, at number 2, this is basically, in my opinion, the second best X-Factor defensive lineman in the game. I do like Shaq Leonard and Tank and all these guys, right? I do like Groot, though. I feel like he's the most polished all around. You'll notice 86 finesse move, but the one that's like the only negative about him. But the only thing you could really look at is that he is going to get the X-Factor in this game is all ability-driven. And I'm not going to lie to you, this has probably been one of the better ones I've used. I did move away from them because in dollar they're not as effective, but this is one that I loved out there. He seems to have a bigger player build than a couple of the other guys. Like, he even looked bigger than Tank out there for me, but I really did like Groot a lot. The X Factor, very solid, and I think he gets a good 0 AP ability too, right? Yeah, he gets 4 abilities right here. You can get double or nothing. Defensive rally's nice. Strip specialist too, just like our guy Tank, is really glitchy, especially with the X Factor if you can click on in time, but a solid card right here. Basically just like, in my opinion, from my personal use, a tiny bit better version of Tank. All right, boys, at number 1 we have Furious George, and I didn't mention this in the last time I did this video. Furious George obviously gets a lot of team chems because I forget why he gets these, but there's a reason why he gets it. It's like the international thing. I cannot remember it all, but Furious George, if you guys do not know, all the other X Factor running defensive linemen, when you lose the X Factor, it takes 5 plays to get it back. He is the only one that gets it back in 3 plays. So he basically has his X Factor on the entire game. Basically, the entire game his X Factor will be on. He has obviously great stats, 92 speed, 99 excel right there. And then when you look at the normal stats, block, shed, power move, finesse, all amazing. And then his X Factor is the best one out of all the defensive linemen. You're going to have it on basically the entire game. The unstoppable force X Factor. And he has decent 0 AP. The same thing as basically everybody else. He's going to get that 0 AP, no outsiders, double or nothing, or deflator, which is okay abilities. You're really here for the X Factor and the fact that he gets it on and off every 3 plays, which is really, really good in the game. And I think he's the best defensive lineman in the game, especially being kind of versatile there with the team chems as well. He's about as good as it gets right now. All right, boys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hate that they are kind of ran by X Factors. I might start doing in the future, putting all the X Factors just at number 1 and just running it by there so we can actually grade other cards in the game. It's really tough to do that with the X Factors basically dominating the list. This is how I feel with the running back position as well. But let me know how you guys feel about that, and let me know which defensive lineman are you using right now in the game, or edge rushers, whatever you're doing with your scheme. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.